Hi, this is my Christmas special for 2024. In this episode, I'm going to be making a fantasy forest themed printer's tray. I want to make a Christmas present where it's a printer's tray, but it's got a magical forest theme to it, or gnome theme to it, where it's trees and little rooms in the tree, and that forms the printer's tray holders. I'm going to start off by I've got this scrap piece of cardboard. I'm just going to start off by measuring the distance on here and then drawing sort of what I basically want. Use this as mapping. I'm still not too sure what I'm doing. I've just got the basic concept. So the first thing I'm going to do is sort of cut the rough size out. So I was thinking of like two trees going into leaves here, and the trees being quite thick. And then having a door here, a room here, a room here, and then rooms just randomly placed but connected together. And then a ground here. I need a LED that looks like a house light. So house light LED. I need the backlight, and that might be more than one spot, like this, like sort of eerie backlight behind everything. And then I want a blinky lights. So this is like a little firefly light, and that will be on the outside, not in the rooms. Then I want two color. So I want to stain this. I'm probably going to varnish this. I do have clear varnish. Hopefully I don't have to buy more, because I haven't used that for ages. But what I want to do is I want two different colors for the wood. So I need to, I've seen an idea. I drink lots of coffee and I've got lots of coffee. So I want to stain the wood with coffee stain. Wood. I've watched a video on the bark. So the tree trunks I need to build up, and then I need to put the bark on. So I need something to build up the tree trunks with. So I've got polystyrene foam. There's a whole lot of stuff I've got that I can build that up with. So what I'm probably going to do is build the blocks that fit in here, and they will connect through holes and stuff like that. And then I'm going to build the tree trunk around it, all the vegetation around it, so you can then take it out and then paint it, and then put it back and glue it in place. That will give, if I can do that, then I can put the LED little wire everything up and then put it back and make holes where it fits through. So that's not a bad idea. That will give me access to the back. Leaves. I need to experiment the leaves. I need to Do I need to experiment the bark? Probably bark. Yeah, just make a small section of bark and see how it comes out. The water, I've got epoxy resin, but I've only used it once before, and I'm not too sure about that, but I'll. The grass, I've done a school project where we made our own grass out of bristles. But I'll need to just see what that looks like. Stone paths, so stones. I need lots of small stones, river stones. So probably more ice cream sticks. So a while back I bought these Arduino shields. I haven't used any of them yet. And they sit on top here. They've got all the little connections. I just need to solder them in. And then they give you access to the board where you can then do whatever you want with it. Now, what I want to do is make a LED controller out of this. But first thing to do is a whole lot of soldering. I've just also got to plan how I'm going to do this board. It's just going to be a bunch of transistors controlled by the pins, and everything runs with 5 volts. So I don't want to make it too complicated. I could run it off 12 volts and stuff like that, but I just want to keep it simple. And we'll go from there. So that's the board. This is my homemade extractor fan. It's not the best thing in the world, but it does work. Sort of. Can I hold it like that? Can you see what's going on there? No. Okay, this is the boring part. I'm just soldering all of that on. Okay, it looks not perfect, but good enough. Yeah, so then you end up with that. So I'm thinking if I use a white light instead of a yellow light, and then put like a yellow thing in front of it. These white lights are a bit brighter for a moment. Let's try that. I've sort of got the idea here. So what I'm going to do is just carry on soldering the transistors on. I'm running into a small problem. These things they're slightly wider than holes. So what's happening is they're pushing each other that way. So it's not too bad. The one squashed out that way. Next is the resistors going from the signal cable to the middle pin of each thing. I finished soldering it, but I haven't checked if it's I just got to check if the connections are all correct and stuff like that. But in theory, hopefully that should work. I ran into 1 or 2 minor issues, but so far it's looking good. I just checked if nothing's shorting and the continuity checks okay. So the next check is to write a basic code on here and just blink all the LEDs I'm controlling. So I've written some very basic code. This should just be cycling through the pins. So each one is blinking at a different rate. So I'm just going to swap the cables in between the different ports. And if it goes on and off, then it's working. And working. Okay, cool. So all these are outputting something, which is great. So that's everything cabled in. See what that does. Yay. And I guess that looks cool. Let me switch the lights off. I'm going to start off with the internal house lights. So the first problem I've got is these lights are pure white. I do have yellow and orange LEDs, but they're not bright enough. They're not even close to bright enough. So I tried a few ideas. So the first idea is to try and get like a yellow piece of paper. Okay, first of all, that's too yellow, and second of all, it blocks the light too much. I also tried like diffusing it like this. This diffuses wonderfully. This is a latex glove, and if you get one side, so this is wonderful for diffusing it. I could then maybe paint like an orange tint on it or something. I also had a milk bottle somewhere around here, a milk jug. Where's that? Okay, I don't have that anymore, and that diffuses very well. I was also thinking of using something like this over. But what I really wanted was like sort of a semi-orange. So I found this piece of old plastic, and it goes more yellow. So, and if you get it in the right angle, you get like really nice effects. Another one of the ideas that I looked up is to burn the wood slightly. I'm gonna try different methods. First of all, just a blunt torch. So it goes around the side. So what I'll probably need to do is do like a flat, do more than one at a time. Let's just try that with 3. I also want to try burn it with candles and stuff. I don't want to. Because that smokes it up quite nicely when you let the smoke go on. So something like that, and then what you're supposed to do is yeah, so that one's less burnt. And then what you're supposed to do is then varnish it. Not varnish it, you're supposed to stain it like that. So what I'll do is I'll try stain one of these with coffee after I've burnt it and see what it looks like. The other one that I've stained with the coffee I've left outside. And then I'll try the candle idea. Candle, get the gas bottle. Okay, this is one of the sides. I'm just going to try the other side. I can't really see what I'm doing here. Okay, so this Yeah, that's not really doing anything. Okay, so that's not gonna work. We put it right on the flame. Just so. Okay, so that's interesting. So the closer it is, the let me put it there, put it just above the flame. Okay, so you definitely get an effect on it. The next idea is soy sauce, but one thing I found out is you have soy sauce, a taste, which is like a light soy sauce, and then you get this dark soy sauce, which is like for coloring almost. It's probably not exactly the right description, but anyway, so what I want to do is try this. Okay, the one thing I do collect is all the old clothing, throwaway clothing, and don't throw it away and collect it for this type of thing. But it has got a nice... Okay, I'll let it dry and then compare that. Okay, that actually works well. But I'll let it dry. This might, and it doesn't require a lot, it just requires a teeny weeny bit. Here are a few of the effects. First of all, the one at the top there is just a standard ice cream stick. This one's burnt, nothing else. That one is burnt with a candle. That one is burnt and coffee stained. That's coffee stained, and then this is that dark soy sauce. And I'm preferring this soy sauce one because of two reasons. First of all, it's got a nice bright brown color, and second of all, it's really easy to do. I mean, there's nothing to it. You just literally get a cloth and wipe it, and it doesn't use a lot of soy sauce. I just used it like a drip. I've got more ice cream sticks. So these are actually coffee sticks, but whatever, same thing. They're just longer. And the plan now is I want to set up a little jig where I can put them in and then paint them with soy sauce. I did a small coat. Still very, very sticky, and this is about after an hour and a half. So I'm going to leave it here for longer. This is hopefully dried right now. I'm just going to take it apart. Yes, I've got the issue that there's a slight amount of wax on here, but it might be good enough. I still have to varnish this, but I just want to look at a few of them. Okay, they are still sticky. Not seriously. I probably need to let this dry outside. Not like seriously sticky, like slightly tacky. Yeah, I'm gonna need to let this dry outside longer. What does it look like? There are a few that don't look good enough. I don't need a lot. I've got two sides to choose from. Yes, so for now I'm going to leave this to dry a little bit longer. I don't want to varnish it when it's still like sticky. I want it to be dry properly. So I'm going to leave this outside. It's quite sunny today, so I'll just leave it outside until it's like properly dry and see how it goes from there. I'm currently thinking, so this is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. I'll make it 5 centimeters deep. This floor is going to be even further out, probably 7.5. So that will give me enough space for stairs and an extra bit in, I think. I've looked at, since it's a printer's tray, things that would normally sit there, 5 centimeters should. And I might have a balcony which is an extra centimeter, so it'll be 6 centimeters that you can place stuff in. There'll be a bigger one over here, of course. So the last part I wasn't recording. Don't know how much, if it stopped during the recording or if I just didn't record it. But what I've basically done is I've glued and masking taped this. So that's the top in theory. The boxes have dried, and so these are the ones that I've so far got. So I'm adjusting the plan slightly. So I was going to have a staircase here, a small staircase, and then a ladder and another staircase here. But what I want is a full staircase and a full staircase. Then this side I want a larger room. So this is going to be up to here. So I need to make, so that's a box 5.5 millimeter, 5.5 centimeters taller on either side. And then this room is going to be slightly smaller, that's 15. So it's going to be same height, 15 by 15 roughly. It'll be slightly taller than wide. Then stairs going here, stairs going there. And then here there will be a door in here and probably like a ladder going down or a staircase internally. Haven't figured that out quite yet. Obviously there's going to be a box at the bottom. This I wanted doors in the front, but I'm thinking maybe making doors on the side coming out of the tree, so the tree's going to be here. Then making like a door in the front here, door in the front here instead of windows. Same thing here, so it's like almost a Terraria level where you walk through on the side. I'm going to, for the rest of the details, I'm going to carry on probably using this. This is just for the structural stuff, the boxes. But let me make the boxes first. But this is a lot thinner, so I mean this is way too thick to work with. Make stairs and stuff. I'm gonna paint another batch of these with soy sauce. Just need a little plank. The boxes, the new boxes, are dry enough to now mess around with, so I'm going to put them, and then I'm going to get the old boxes and put them where I want it and just see what it looks like. So the idea is this is right on the corner at the top here, same with that, so that then puts this all up there. Then that's over there, and then this will be over there, I think. No, it looks like I've got that over there. So this one is slightly lower, yes. So then there's a staircase going from there to there, and a staircase going from there to there. So this is from the first batch of sticks that I did, and it still is sticky. So what I'm going to try do is I'm going to put varnish on the one. Sort of already done that with the other one, but I'm going to put varnish on the one, and I'm going to put this wood glue on the other, and see when that dries if it is sticky afterwards. I just finished 3D printing that. I haven't taken it off yet. And then this is the plastic. I'm going to attempt to cut the plastic. Hopefully it doesn't crack when I do that. And make a little lamp. And see how that goes. If that works out well, then I need to make multiple versions of it. Okay, that's not exactly the right size, but that's sort of the idea. Now I just gotta get a good way of replicating that. This idea is going to work, but it's just gonna take me forever to do it. So I was thinking to go back to this idea and then food coloring and see if I can get the same color. I can then fill this in with a plastic little circle from anywhere. Cut a section off. I don't really need to sharpen this knife. This knife's not sharp. It still works anyway. Okay, let me get a cotton bud. I could maybe use oil on the inside. The problem then is it might just disappear after a while. Sort of works. Not even close to what it should be. Maybe it's because I don't have the side done. The next idea. This idea seems very hopeful. What I did is I printed a 3D little section which fits on there. That will fit on there, that will pop in there, does fit in there, like that. And then obviously I'll cut it straight. I'll make a jig to cut these. And then I've got this piece of Perspex, and this fits in there perfectly. So if I cut that, I cut a little lid over there on the one side, and then I put this in on the other side and maybe even glue it in place, then I'll have a little complete container around the light. And then what I could potentially do is fill this up with whatever color liquid I want, maybe even use some sort of gel or something like that, and get the precise color. I've got a spacer in there. Let me just double check if this is 13 mils. So that's actually okay, it's a little bit longer than 13 mils, but whatever, as long as they're all the same size. Then I've sharpened the knife. Okay. Then I'm gonna make. I need like this together. Let's get this side in. Yeah, so I'm gonna make 10 of those now. Okay, so like that. I tried food coloring and it was the color was horrible. I'm trying oil now, but it needs more color. I think maybe we should try a bit more dirty oil, or it's not bad, but it's not amazing. So probably gonna get a bubble in here by doing this. Okay, I don't know if soy sauce is oil-based or water-based. Guess I'll find out very soon. This stuff's black as hell. So, see what it does. Yeah, making a bit of a difference. So I tried to put oil in, this thing didn't work. The next idea I had is putting a piece like that in the front and maybe on the bottom too. And then when I face it, so it's on the flat side, it'll need to be on the bottom too. So I'll need a little cut off on the bottom, which I'll just throw in there, and then another piece like that in there. So something like that. And then in theory, that should change the color enough. So back to the boxes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need a way to cut a door in here and here. So I need and I want to cut the same door shape in each one. So I'm going to make a jig for that. So that's obviously going to go there. So I've cut all the holes. Next job is to glue everything together and build scaffolding in between to strengthen it all up. So I can basically take this will just become one piece. Then after that, then I need to build the staircases here that join this together. I want to use these sticks to hold it together, and barbecue sticks. It's dry enough now that I've flipped it over and I can start probably working on it. So what I want to do now is the staircase here I want to do first, so the lower two staircases, and then the staircase above I want to do next. I've made that staircase and this staircase and just a test roof. So what I want to do now is I just want to tape and glue the back on so it's in line with this wall. So I'm just going to flip this around and then do that. And then once that's on, then I can glue and tape these walls. I'll need another ceiling. The distance in between here is a bit different to the distance in between there. So I can't use the same cardboard. Turn it over again and just see what it looks like, and then try adjusting. So what I'm looking for is how okay, found my sawdust. I just got a pot and filled it up with some. I've got loads more than that. Let's lift this up a bit. And then the idea is you just mix a small amount of sawdust and glue, and then you what I'm trying to do is do fireflies, and the orange lights and the yellow lights end up being like this orange, horrible orange color, and the green lights end up being slightly yellowy. So I'm going with the green lights. These green LEDs don't light up much, but I found that the newer ones that I bought, these ones do get very bright. I suppose I can give you an example of that. So that's one green LED at 3 volts. Fireflies blink on and off, and they blink on and off at different rates. So the vague idea is I have 3 different signals from here lighting up 3 different, they just switch off and on at different rates. And then I have multiple versions of this maybe connected to each other, and then the top is just going to have little holes in it. So something like that. So this is after a while. This is the 2 sticks that I was testing with. This is glue on the top, which is completely dry, and varnish. It's a little bit sticky, but so that does have a nice sheen to it. The problem is with the glue is it's wiped off the edges when I paint it on with a cloth. So especially there, you can see the edges are got lines down it, whereas that hasn't. But if I'm light with the brush, I don't think it should be a problem. This is still sticky, whereas this is completely dry. I'm gonna go. So the plan is I'll use one of these planks, or one of those planks, and I'll place all the sticks one side, and then I'll brush them with glue from the one side. Then I'll let them dry. I'll split them apart and then let them dry. And once they've dried, which at least with the glue it's like about 4 or 5 hours until they dry, then I can turn them around, and where the varnish takes, like, geez, it takes ages to dry. So that's the other advantage. So I'm going with the glue. One interesting thing is these ice cream sticks are actually coffee sticks, so they got a slight layer of something on them, and they didn't dry properly. But these normal sticks, I mean, they seem to be quite dry, and they're just got pure soy sauce. So I think they soaked up the soy sauce a lot better, all the liquid. I've 3D printed this little section here. I've just thrown, so this is just a test. So seems to be working. You should get quite an interesting effect when you do that. Well, the shadow's obviously doing that, but so the idea is to get a like sort of a torch light. So I'm gonna make 3 of those, then I'm gonna put the tin foil in a lot better than that. So it's a bit dry now and perfect, but I think it should be good enough to play with. I'm going to put another part there. Just need to get the cardboard for that because I don't have any long enough pieces. And then I might start doing these pieces here. What I'm going to be doing now is I grabbed that out of a bucket of paint that I've got, which I've had for ages. I think it's wall paint, but it's very old wall paint. And then I'm going to attempt to color it. I'm not an expert at paints, but hopefully this mixes. So I want like a yellowy with a tinge of brown cream color. See how close I get. I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, that's, can't see it. It's very close to it. Close, but it's getting there. Is that good enough? Yeah, that should be fine. I'll go with that. This is just a rough first coat. And then I might give a second coat here and here before I go to bed after the fix up, and then I'll start putting on the bottom, the next layer upstairs. I've added a second coat to most of the stuff. Now what I want to do is I want to clean up all the little joints and stuff, cut everything off and just clean it up as much as possible. Then I'm going to concentrate on these areas and give them the final coats, but also do a lot of cleanup. And then I want to add the wooden sections here. So when I add, after that, then when I add the final staircase, everything is finished and I don't have to mess around with that too much. So this is the wood so far. Yes, it's not sticky anymore. So that's after giving it a layer of glue. And this is not sticky either. So that's basically the final result, what I've got to work with. That definitely should be enough. So I just want to complete this section now. That's what I'm going to concentrate on, so I can then place the next set of stairs. So what I need to do is get this part painted properly. So I'm just going to give it another coat now. So I'm going to mark off a 2.5mm section and cut it off. And I'm going to try make the stairs by folding the cardboard. So the plan is to put the staircase that I'm going to make here, then put then that will be painted. So glue that in there, paint it, do the same here, glue that in there, paint it. I've given this a little bit of time to dry, hopefully enough. So what I'm going to do is flip this over and then try glue the rest on. So I'm just going to paint those areas now. So I made this contraption to cut the pipes last time. I'm wondering if I can use it to cut the ice cream sticks. I'm a little bit worried if I put this in a circular saw, I'm going to cut it wrong and it's going to smash everything off. I've had that happen previously. This idea is working perfect, therefore I'm going to use it to make a whole lot of staircases and quite a few planks. While I'm waiting for that to dry, what I want to do is make the cupboard. Just cut them out, these walls here, and paint them on both sides. So I've got these holes over here and here, just on the sides here. I just need to fill them up or something. I'm just going to use glue and sawdust and see if that works. I've added a bit of extra sawdust to this one so it gets a bit more. Got this wood which I want to use as the backing. Plan now is I want to glue the stairs on the top of the stairs. This has been gluing for a while, probably 3 hours. I'm just going to take it out and then try add this section in. So this should be dry now. So the next job I want to do is put a box here. So it would have that there and a section like that. And then I'm just going to cut 2 pieces there that will go here and there. And then it will have little sidewalls. And then I'll do the same here, but I won't have this cut up because I don't need as much space. And it's just 2 areas where I can have, at the back I can have stuff sitting. Obviously this will be the Arduino here. So I'm going to put these on. I just need to cut this one slightly and now I need to make a new one. These are also slightly too high. So I'm going to fold these sections in. I was going to put like wood trimming around here, but I'm thinking since the other one I did doesn't have it, over here there's no trimming at all. I should just be consistent. So for the staircases, what I'm thinking of is this is exactly the right width. Just 2.5 fits in there perfectly. So if I just cut stairs out of here, so I cut a section like that and then just cut staircases, and then painted this color, and then put the stairs on the top. Okay, this is not perfect, but it's gonna have to do. The idea with the backlights is I like the way it diffuses it. So what I was thinking is using this, so cut a central circle and then cut like sort of spiral circles off it. Anyway, I'm just going to start by cutting this, so just get something to work with. Okay, I just want to see if I can design some sort of light. So I've got these green LEDs. What did I have those connected? This is connected. So if I put this, yeah, obviously I don't want it to be green, but you can see what it looks like directly, and then so that gives a bit of a, it's not perfect, but let me just get another piece like that, see if I can get it to do more, get an interesting effect here, maybe. Okay, so yeah, so the more plastic you put, the more farther the light is. Yeah, so that's like a nice distance. This is, you can actually see square through here. Plastic makes it slightly bluish. And that's roughly the right color that I'm going for. It's definitely not bright, but that's basically what I want the water to look like. Goes like purple. So that's about as bright as it gets. This is a nice orange color, but it's not even close to bright enough. But do something like that. And then, yes, it won't be and then okay. I actually like the shimmering look that it gives. I mean, obviously I won't have these connectors in there. It's still gonna give, the problem is gonna have that little star thing in the middle. Is that a problem? So the idea is use a bowl as a template, put like a cardboard inner and then a tin foil so it shines back, and then maybe either 3 or 4 LEDs, probably 3, I don't know, I'll have to see how it looks. And then I can control each one separately, and then you'll have this like, and then you put the milk bottle, and then you make this pattern above it with leaves and stuff like that. I need to turn this around and go from the back. So I just want to fill in these gaps here. I'm going to paint everything. So, oh, should I paint it on the side? Because I need to paint the ceilings, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Okay, I've got this. I'm going to move this out of the way. So I just want to see if I can... Pop that. Yeah, that's perfect. This has been drying for a while, so it's now keeping its shape. So if I that there. So this is the right height, roughly, to fit in here. And that's going to sit there. Okay, facing this back. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to be sanding these down and sanding that down. So I'm printing a light holder. So this is the backlight holder, and it's going to have 10 LEDs all facing inwards. That's the basic idea. And it will hold up the plastic above. And then I'm just going to paint these areas. This is what I've 3D printed. Already just stuck the 10 LEDs in there, and I've connected one up. And then I've got this little triangle thing in the middle. So perfect. I might adjust that, that's just... And then if I switch this off, that's sort of what it looks like. So far this is what I've got. The top wire is ground and the other colors are the power. So what I'm going to do is test it now. I've got no clue if this works on it. So that's a very basic test, but it's working. The one thing I'm unsure on how I'm going to do is the leaves. I've got a good idea of how I'm doing the bark. Well, sort of an okay idea. I wouldn't say a good idea. So one idea I had is to, okay, I want a dark green. So that's why I've got black and green here. And then it's food coloring. And then earlier on, when I was making the sawdust, I was using a sieve, and I ended up with a lot of this. Okay, this has been on here for say 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I was going to take it off and see if it's okay. That looks like it's glued on. Yeah, so I mean, obviously the wires will easily reach that. I mean, I can do, it's a circle, so I can do that as any angle I want. But the wires will then go underneath this and then go into the back of the Arduino. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to attempt to start doing the floors. Just get in the wood that I have available to me right now. So I'm slightly running out of time here for Christmas, so I need to start going faster. So with this, I printed this. It's just a simple cone that sort of curves inward, and I painted it silver. What I want to do is glue it in here, glue it over there, and then I have tested it. The lights sort of move the light. I get more reflective light on the center when I'm doing that. It's not perfect, but it does work. The effect's not what I wanted, but it's close to what I wanted. So, but I don't have a lot of time now, so I need to just get it done. So the idea now is I'm going to super glue that in place. Simple idea here. I'm going to sift a whole lot of sawdust. Use these half milk jacks. They're for a different project, but I feel it works better for mixing. I'm going to do it on the ground. I'm going to separate this into 3 sections. Now it's adjusting these. That's after it's dried, and those are the different colors. I will keep them separate, but I might mix them just before the time. I'll have to experiment a bit. Okay, carrying on with this. So the next story I want to do is I want to set that backlight up properly. I've dried this for a small amount of time. I just need to now see where the center is. So the center is based on how much space is over there and there. That's where I'm getting center from. I want to put tape at the bottom just to get that side connected better. The current idea that I had was to put a milk bottle container on the top and then spread out more pieces. But then I thought of using baking paper instead, and this is sort of what it looks like. The nice thing about it is it pulls it completely. Right now I've got two lights attached. I don't have all of them working. Well, it's just for testing. I guess I can attach them, but this is just to make sure. Let me get some weight, something to weigh it down. The nice thing about this is I can cover the whole sheet and it's a nice and clean surface. And I can put double layers on if I want. But if I switch the light off, then it's got quite a nice effect. Let me move that. So again, that's only two of the lights, so I need to just attach the other three now. So that's with all the lights attached. I'm just going to switch the light off again. The aim today is going to be to get all of this covered. And to start that I need to put this on here. So for now I'm going to only go with one layer. If I do attach this now, what I'm thinking is I should do the electronics, connect all the electronics up before I do that attachment. I've got it turned around backwards now. So now I can probably do a little bit cleanup here as well. And then I'm going to do the cabling. Yeah, I'll do the power. Actually, I should do the power cabling afterwards. Let me just turn this around a bit. So if I'm doing the cabling afterwards, that means I'll have full access to the back there. So that means I can start putting this on. I'm busy printing more of these light holders, so I'm going to attempt to glue tin foil onto them and see how that works. I'm going to start with wood glue and go from there. So this one's finished. This is number 5. The next thing I'm going to do is paint the ceilings. The idea now is to mix some more paint for the ceiling. So I don't need a lot. That should be enough, yes. So what I want is just like a darker version of the previous game. I am going to finally start working on these sections here, so just covering everything up. I need a round section from this door down there, same thing there, same thing there, and then a small round section here, so it's representing the tree. I'm just going to get basic shapes, and then it needs to come down like that, and there needs to be a branch coming out here. I'm going to start by using toilet rolls to do this. So I'm going to start by putting a flat piece here. There's too much of a gap here. So while that's drying, I'm just going to touch up on these with a small paintbrush, just get the corners and stuff. This is sort of dry. I need to make the landscape part. Actually, should I do these parts again? No, I'll do the landscape part. What I'm doing now is I'm building supports for this to sit on top. So I went to the beach and fetched some pebbles, and then I washed them off and dried them. So I want to use these as stepping stones, but I'm just trying to see if I've got enough. The next job is I've got these dried now. I need to so I've got a whole lot of these. I need to just drill the holes through, like this one I've done that already, put an LED in, then do that for all of the 8 ones, and then glue it in place there. So the one wire faces that direction, the other wire faces that direction. Then once that's done, then I need to solder red and black wire on here, which is say that long. So it seems to be dry now, so I can start soldering. I should actually be doing the... wait, I'm gonna stop doing this now. I should be doing the gluing part. Letting the glue dry and then doing this part, and then gluing these on. Okay, so I'm doing this in the wrong order. I'm just gonna carry on. So this should be dry enough that it's not a problem anymore, so what I'm going to do is lift it up. That's the bottom is up, yes. Okay, that's all good. It can still dry more. I don't know why not this perfectly, but I'll do something there. Okay, so what I want to do here is put it on this side. So I'm going to have one there, one here, one there. So 2 here, one there, one there. 2 here, and then 2 here. So I'm just going to put these there. It's going to come up here. Where? So yeah, roughly in the same spot. Just gonna go up there. So just quick piece of cardboard, like so. Next, I want to just play around more with the lights. So the previous idea I had was that shell idea. So it's this idea where it sits in front of a wall. Now what I found there is there's no light coming on the side walls, but lots of light coming on the back wall. And if I move it forward, then it's fine, and you can't see the shell at all. It's just this black thing in the way. So I'm going back to this idea. I'm going to cut a larger piece of plastic and just stick it in front and see what it looks like. If I do something, it's going to be simple. So I did go down this idea previously, and I did make... I was going to make some complex thing, but right now I'm just going to stick with something simple. See, I've already tried the idea where I put something in front there and it comes out as yellow light, but the problem is it dims the light too much. Actually got it at 2.6. Yeah, I've got it at a low voltage. Yeah, so there we go. That's probably the problem. It's not going to be at 3 volts. It'll probably be 2.8 volts. So yes, I can adjust the brightness. Yeah, and that's way bright. So I've got that through the holes, and that's probably the best way. There's a few other ways I can do it, but when I face it directly up, then it needs to go more this way. So I want to keep that there. So I'll probably have like a branch here, something, I don't know, I'll have something there, and there'll be a whole lot of greenery there as well. And over this section will be a cardboard piece. So then this piece, there'll be one there, and another one there, and same thing on the other side, and then these pieces, they'll go probably like that. So all I need to do now is just place everything in the place, glue it on, and then let it dry. So I'm going to get some like toilet paper-ish mixed with glue at the back. So when I squash it in there, it squashes in nicely. I just need to fit some toilet paper, or well, more of this stuff. It's not really toilet paper. So this is dried enough. I need to reinforce it. So I'm going to do the usual story, get the glue and make little sections. So the main thing I need to get finished by the end of today is the covers. In other words, where the tree stumps, all the bark, everything on the sides, and probably some of these covers, like so the landscape and the trees. Okay, all of these are now dry-ish, so I don't have to worry about them too much now. After lots of soldering, I've got all these wires connected. I'm just gonna start. I've added this toilet roll here, and it goes over one of them. And there's going to be a log coming here that will go over this section here. Well, not a log, a branch. That's a better description. I'm obviously going to put stuff over here to make that look better, so that's just purely for the shape. Now I just found a few more of these things, and I'm going to put another one there, and another one there, and another one there. This one will probably be a half one, I guess. These parts are now dry, so now I think the idea that I can do now, so just to show you what it looks like. The next job is to make all the detail. So I need to build this up so it comes down here. Needs to come down and go like this, so along the side here, and it will split, and this part needs to come down quite a bit, like that, and then there needs to be a branch coming off here. Same thing here, this needs to come down into the thing here, same thing here, and there needs to be a pathway here, but there's still no space. I mean, these things are going to come down here. I might have to get rid of them. And there's, yeah, this concept I had. So I had a concept where I was going to do a tree in here, but there's just not enough space for it. I don't even know if this light's the best idea. Okay, so I want a similar sized branch just covering this. Just this random branch. It's going to be cut in half. Same story, and just covering that at the top. I need to turn this around now so I can do the other side. So I need to cover these holes up here. We want to extend this slightly, like extend that curve down there, that down there, and then cover it up. I'm going to try the tinfoil idea. If I can get the shape with using tinfoil. I'm going to attempt to do the bark now. So instead of just using glue, you're supposed to use water and glue mixed, and then put the tiles in and then just fold it. The base of the tree will be here, come up like this. The main section will come here, and a sub branch will come here. This will lift, so this will start seeping into about here, and my sub branch will go like that, so something like that, and then there'll be branches, and these will be, well, the one branch can actually go further and this branch can come down, but they can be separated, but then there'll be branches coming off there. I'm just doing some cleanups now. I've got it upside down, so the back inside the doors here you can see a lot of that, so just put in small pieces. Done also a little bit of extra cleanup just one or two other places. So I have to get this painted black by tonight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sawdust mixture and make the ground with it. And I'm just going to make it level, and then I'm going to put the stones in. I've cut these little squares and I've super glued 10 little lights, so they're going to sit like that. That's 12 by 12. Well, they're supposed to be 12 by 12, obviously they're not. And the only one I got slightly wrong was that one. So what I need to do now is glue red and black wires on it. What I'm going to do now is paint everything black with a black wash, so that's basically black mixed with a bit of water. This is the bottom of the board. This is the Arduino, and the Arduino goes here. I have all the cabling done for the Arduino. Well, okay, I don't have the power cable yet, which I still need to make. But I want to now make the connector which goes in here. The only thing I'm not going to do is I still need to put a resistor on both of these wires before it goes in here. And the resistor is going to control the brightness of the LEDs, and I only want to set that afterwards, but I can make the cable which connects all these and these together. Yeah, so this cable, I can make a cable for that and I can plug it in here. And then I want to make a cable connecting down here. That's just going to be a connector there, and it's going to run a power cable to this side, and this is where, and I might make this now as well, where it's just got a power button on the side, and that comes in, well, it's got a power button and it's got a connector point for the power cable, and that comes in here, and there's going to be a small board here, and this board's going to have a connector for the lights, which I still need to put in here, and with those just run, and that will be the same as this, where there's a bunch of LEDs and a ground cable, and that will connect everything else up. So there'll be a power cable running here, power cable running here, a switch going back again, and the connectors for the lights, and that will be placed over there. So I'd like to finish as much of that as possible and just leave what I don't need now. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. The other thing I did is I finished soldering the lights. tested the connections. It's purple, blue, grey and green. And it's the PWM pins. So now what I need to do is I need this to be as close to that as possible. And then I need this here. So you can see what I'm doing. And then I need the, is this still on? The soldering iron to be on. And to be this side. The next job is to solder this on properly. So in order to do the lights, I'm going to do them all along here. So there. So they're going to be off center. The main reason I'm doing them off center is there's a wooden bar there, and also, well, the ladder goes up there. So they're always going to be on the inside. So if I use that as a guide, hold it in there, and then I drill, then I'll get the holes all in the same positions. I'm going to be dry brushing a dark brown on the wood. That I'm going to be doing a dark green. So that's so when I put the grass on, there's going to be dark green on it, on the top, so I won't notice where the grass is. Obviously I'm going to be putting the stones, I'm gluing the stones in and then gluing the grass around it. The wood I'm going to be dry brushing, but the wood needs to be exactly here. The grass can be over, so the wood color is more important than the grass color. So I'm going to start with the grass color. It has been drying for a while. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue the sticks in, the matchsticks in, and make all the borders. So that's what I've done so far. I don't want to do any more than that, because I might move the sticks that I currently have, and I'm just going to do that side. So one of the areas I have to concentrate soon on is that. I've let the sticks dry for a while, so hopefully they don't come off now. Turn it around. So that tree's going to go there, but before I put this here, I need to do the decoration on the back here. The center is going to be clear here, but there needs to be like some sort of something around here to hide that, and then here there's going to be a lot of patterns and stuff like that. Then this needs to be dry brushed brown. I'm probably going to do that next. So the idea I have now, okay, this is upside down, is all these layers here and those layers here. So basically all the ceilings, I stick, and I'll probably do it here as well, but not at the same time. I stick quite a bit of glue here and I just throw the foliage I have on top and let it dry and then shake it off, and then whatever sticks. I'm going to attempt to flip this over. Hopefully it doesn't all fall apart. Before I do this, I'm just going to clean out most of this junk, because this is going to all fall off anyway. And yeah, then you just leave it like that. Then I'm going to fill all of this up. So for some reason I wasn't recording there. I know that's a crap ton of glue on there, but I wanted to stay on there. There's some leaves lying around there. That's not too serious. This tree's also a bit skew. I'm gonna fix it. The tree's not skew anymore. I've added the bottom grass in. This tree over there is still wet, but hopefully it'll dry in time. I need to add the ladders over here, ladder over there, a small ladder there, and a small ladder there. So that's been drying for a short while. I've finished the ladders, and now I'm going to do the rest of the cabling. I've got one of these cables. This cable here I already had, which is off one of my other projects. This is just to temporarily connect 5 volts in. This is a line. I just need to check if it's 5 volts. I don't think it's probably still 3. So 5 volts. Okay, that's the power supply. 5 volts. Then I'll switch it off, even though there's an off button here. And I'm going to connect this up. Something here. At this point, nothing should switch on if I switch it on now. What I need to start doing is connecting the resistors. Yes, it is coming up. Okay, I can see green light there. So there should be... The pipe can get out of the way. This can get out of the way. So there should be one here somewhere. I think, yeah, it was at the top. One there, one there. There's one here somewhere in, oh, where's it? I think it's yeah, it's over there. And then one there, one there. So now what I need to do is get a small pin and press through there. I have made this teeny drill bit stuck into a piece of wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to then drill in. I left this to dry for 2 hours, so these hopefully should be on by now. I'm not going to touch them. Oh God, there's a piece of glue stuck there. Let's try to get that off. Okay. I won't have time to do touch-ups, but I can do touch-ups later on. Yeah, it was useful that it was sunny today. So these rooms look very empty, but it's a printer's tray, so they have to be empty. Oh, there we go. There's some rubbish there. So you can then put your own stuff. Oops. First problem. That just fell over. I just literally touched that and it fell off. Okay, that's not a good sign. Does anything else come off? Okay, I need to glue that back on again. So there, that came off. There. So what are the touch-ups I want to do? I want to go with either a brown Koki or a soy sauce with paintbrush, and just go over all those white sections there, and then you won't have these gaps everywhere. They'll hide a lot of the gaps. Oh God, there's more Christmas crap there. What else? So that's one of the touch-ups. The other touch-ups I want to do is these holes. I want to paint brown over them, but right now they can stay looking like a shotgun. Whoops. There's still some this junk that fell down, which is actually glued in there. Just gotta be careful, yeah? What the hell's that? Need some tweezers. It's probably a piece of grass or something that fell in there. Yeah. What's it? No, nothing. Okay. More crap falling off. Okay, that looks very well. I've done the right grey there. It's exactly the same color. I mean, it doesn't look any different. It's just that's grey paint and then that's baking paper. That's the only difference. So I got the coloring right. So I've mentioned 2 things I want to touch up. I probably want to put a bit more leaves on again. Jesus, things are just constantly falling off. There's another one falling off. Anyway, so ignoring the touch-ups, there's 2 more jobs I need to do. I need to make the power supply. So I need to find a power supply which can handle that. I actually think this and then I need to put that attachment on it. And then the second thing I have to do is I need to clean up this wiring. So I want this wiring all tied up to the back. I found this ancient power supply. It's got this weird connector. Oh my God. It's got this weird connector on, which I'm never ever going to use. I don't know what the hell that's for. But I'm going to chop that off. I'll chop that off like a little bit over there. And it's 5.1 volts, which is fine. And then I got this connector. That's New Zealand connector. And well, I got to test if it works as well. So I'll do that first. I'll chop it off, see if it works. If it does work, then I'll put the connector on and plug it in, and then that's problem one solved. Switch it on at the back, switch it on at the front, and with a bit of luck, everything works. I think. Okay, then I'm going to switch the lights off. Okay, and we have blinky green lights. And as you can see, they're going at different rates there. And if you look at them, blinky green lights, they're supposed to be fireflies. And the only one that's not working is this one. Well, it's still got the gap there, so I guess that counts. And then there, and then there. The last thing I need to do is just clean up these cables. Is it skew, or is it just me? So this is the end result. As you can see there. There's only one hole that you can see through there. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when that comes.